Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Beyond the Shelves. Today, we have kind of a fun topic. We're going to talk about librarians in pop culture and kind of just like the stereotypes about librarians and how we kind of subvert those and maybe don't subvert those sometimes.
Just looking at
like,
us
listen, we all have an emotional support cardigan. Let's be real. But before we get into that, we just want to talk about something that we know some of you might be aware of. The city is facing some significant budget cuts for not this current fiscal year, but the next fiscal year. And we just wanted to give you guys some information about what really that means for the library and how you can show your support for the library.
Yeah, and the biggest thing to be aware of is it's a large budget cut. It's going to affect every city department. And so I think the big thing that the library is just trying to push is that it be proportional across city departments. Right now, the library makes up about 4% of the city budget, with about 1.5% for like building and maintenance stuff. And we're going to see cuts across the board that we want to make you aware of, but our goal is to make them as proportionate as possible.
Yeah, so it's just an even, that we're not being cut more than other departments. Yeah. And there's another really big factor that we are asking for is that nothing that is cut is not reversible. So basically that we don't hopefully close a building because we can't really step back from that. We can step back from hour reductions.
We can rehire
staff, but we can't really walk back from a building closure.
Yes, especially if we liquidate that building.
And, it is really important to know that no decisions have been made yet.
No.
So it's time for you to make your voice heard. So we have another work session coming up for the city council. There was one prior. Lots of library supporters and staff packed the room and the overflow room. The next work session is Wednesday, June 17th. At 7:30 a.m. in the morning.
So bring your coffee.
And both Sarah and I were at the last one. Parking was easy peasy. You don't have to pay before 9 a.m.
Yep.
We love that. And it was really easy to get in there and just sit down and show your support for the library. So.
And a reminder that city council's moved in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So city council meetings are at 1200 Locust Street, so right across the street from the main library. Yes. They are downtown now and not on the river.
Yeah. And during that work session, basically, all the city departments are going to propose their budget cuts. So just because things are proposed during that session, it does not mean that that's the final say. I think the city council is just looking for what their department solutions are. But throughout the summer, I think there'll be more town halls and more meetings. Yes. And so please, if you support the library and you want the library to stay open, please come to those meetings. Please show up.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to stay open. That was a little dramatic. But it is.
If you want to keep seeing our faces.
Yeah, it's a big cut. It's a big cut.
Yeah,
and this is not the city's decision. This is based off of the state legislator property tax cuts.
Yes, that happened. Yeah, that went through this last legislative session.
So, you just let them know what the library means to you. And I will say there is a link on the main page of our website, dmpl.org, where you can sign up to get email alerts about the budget and about upcoming meetings or ways that you can support the library.
Yes. So please do that as well.
Yeah. And with that, what are you reading, Sarah?
No more negativity. So what am I reading? I'm listening to Here We Go Again by Alison Cochrun, which is a contemporary romance about two women driving their dying English teacher across the country.
I have read this book.
Yeah. I have like 2 hours left. Libby wants to take it back from me, so I'm like manically trying to finish it.
High speed,
yeah. I picked this one up. To be fair, Alison Cochrun's been on my list for a while as like a beloved contemporary.
Is this the first of hers you've read?
This is the first one I've read.
I like her stuff.
Yeah. But I picked it up because Book Riot has I don't remember how many, like top books of the millenniums. I've read about half of them, and so I'm trying to slowly pick my way through.
Interesting.
We'll see. Some of them are like, I think are going to be a little of their time since they came out closer to 2000 than to 2026.
Yep.
But yeah, so I picked that one, and I enjoyed it. I am like too pregnant for it right now, so I keep crying.
Yeah, it is. It's a good emotional read.
I cried before the recording of this, watching like those marathon runners who like pick up their babies for the last I was like, so everything makes me cry right now. Including this book.
Including that book. It's good though. I think it has I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, then I'm like 80% of the way done. Yeah. So I don't think it's gonna like all of a sudden take a turn I don't expect in the last 20%. Yeah. And then I'm reading Moonrising by Claire Barner. I picked this one up actually because her second book was in Publishers Weekly, but this one is a sci-fi romance about like genetically modified agriculture, like agronomists doing genetically modified agriculture, and a man trying to colonize the moon. The reviews they're still at about a 4 on Goodreads, but they're all over the place. So I was like, I have to read this book.
I need to know.
I'm enjoying it so far, but I'm only about 40 pages into the book.
I will keep my eyes on that final review.
Yep.
When I see your Goodreads star rating.
Yes, I was like, some people were like, the best book I've read all year, and this one's like DNF'd at like 50 pages. And I was like, okay, well now I have to know. Yeah, so that's what I'm reading right now.
Cool. I just finished my audiobook like legitimately yesterday. I will admit that it's a Libro audiobook. Mm-hmm. I got it from Libro FM because I wanted to read it really bad, but I think Friday I got the Libby notification that we added it to the catalog.
Yay!
Which is a little annoying because I use my Libro credit on it, but that's okay. That's okay.
And it for everybody else.
It is Canon by Paige Lewis. I think it's a strong contender for one of my favorite books of the year. It really defies. It really like defies explanation. It's like when I love a book that's like has like a type of plot or a type of something that I've never read before, and this is truly a book like no other that I've ever read. In like small terms, it's about Yara, and they are called by God to go kill the leader of the bad guys, and a dual storyline of Adrena, who's a shunned prophet who wants to prove her worth to God by helping kill the leader of the bad guys, Dominic. And their stories go together along the way. It's if you need to understand the world or world building, this book is not for you, because it makes no sense to some extent. It's just like it's in our reality, but it's not in our reality. God is hilarious. You can't see his face or their face, and it's he in the book. Yeah. You can't see his face, and or it'll you'll die basically. Mm-hmm. And one of the times he goes to talk to Yara, he's wearing an Alf face mask, Halloween mask. So it's like funny, it's irreverent, it's subversive, and like I think I'm not the first person to say this, but it's just so fun. Like when you remember how much fun reading can be. Like obviously I love reading and I love books and I read so much, but there was something about this that was so delightful, and I loved it so much. Paige Lewis, I believe, is an Iowan as well.
Oh, interesting.
Married to Kaveh Akbar, who wrote Martyr.
Oh.
And it does get compared a little bit to Martyr.
Okay.
It's not. I wouldn't say that personally, as someone who's read it. And I also a lot of reviews, which I did not. I was not a Welcome to Night Vale person, but a lot of reviews was like, if you loved Welcome to Night Vale, you're gonna love this book. So it's really funny. It's really smart. It's great. I loved it. So that is what I just finished listening to. And then I just started reading. I've kind of been in a book slump for physical books. I just have, as per usual, I have like 700 things to check out, and I'm like, I don't want to read any of this right now.
Oh yeah, I feel that right now.
So I just started an advanced reader copy of a book that's going to come out at the end of June. called We Hexed the Moon by Mollyhall Seeley. And the tagline is what got me. I love a tagline.
Yeah, what is give it to us.
Bunny meets the craft. Check. It is about
just put like made for Jess.
Yeah, it is about a group of girls who are ending high school and they don't want to admit that they're all going to go their separate ways. You know, they're trying to hold on to that time frame. And so they have a sleepover. They hex the moon. The moon comes down in physical form and is like, I don't want to be the moon anymore. And then they have to find a human sacrifice to be the new moon. Very moon-centric books for reading here. Yeah. So again, really,
I love that you like tied us together. Like, you want to read about the moon? Here are two very different books.
But you know, like,
it's true though.
It's very much my type of weird plot line, and it's gotten good reviews from people that I know, that I trust, and I think it's also going to be kind of fun, which I think is what I'm looking for right now. Not necessarily romance, not necessarily like depressing literary fiction. I want to read something fun.
Yeah.
So that is what I am reading right now.
Yeah. And then what are you reading next, or maybe reading next? I know you're a mood reader.
I am. So I do really want to read a book that I just checked out called Nerve Damage by Annakeara Stinson. Okay. And it is about, like, long story short, it's just about a woman who basically it's a reverse revenge novel. This woman had a restraining order against her former partner. After 2 years, it expires. She thinks she sees him in a crowd somewhere, and then slowly becomes obsessed with figuring out if that was him, and kind of spirals into like a non-reality. So it's getting great reviews. It looks really interesting. Kind of. I said I didn't want to read anything depressing. It might be depressing, but that's okay.
Maybe.
You know me.
But also, I didn't know restraining orders expire, which I probably should have.
Yeah. So it looks really good. That might end up being my Libra credit. It might end up being a physical copy. We'll see. And then I have been intrigued by Into the Blue by Emma Brodie.
Oh yeah.
Which is like a very popular.
Yes.
I would say like Emily Henry style contemporary romance. I've tried to pick it up a couple times and can't get into it, but I feel like I want to get into it, you know? I have a Hot Titles loan of the audiobook. Everyone's gonna come after me for saying this, but it is narrated by Julia Whalen. Not my favorite narrator.
Ooh, that's gonna get us canceled.
I know.
You know, a lot of things.
I know.
That's the one.
It's just not my favorite narrator. I don't dislike it. It's just not. There's something about her tone that just kind of. Maybe I've read too many books. Maybe I don't know.
And maybe also like Julia Whalen for me, I think just does a cast of characters so well.
Which, to throw back, the audiobook of Canon, the narrator, incredible. Like, does the cast of characters with voices so well. And usually I think that's kind of what puts me off sometimes, but I liked it then, and I don't love it when she does
Interesting.
it. I don't know. I can't describe it.
I wouldn't call Julia Whalen my favorite narrator, but I think she does the cast of characters better than almost anyone else.
Yeah. So we'll see if I land on that. But I'm kind of I've been up in the air with books a lot lately. I mean, I've been in my yard a lot, and
it's also it's summer. I feel like I read just less because I'm outside more.
True. So what's up on your list next?
So I finally got the audiobook for One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This by Omar El Akkad.
That has been on my list for way too long.
I know. It's another one that's gonna make you cry, but I think it's a really important book. It's only a 5-hour audiobook too as well. So I'm gonna read this romance, and then this is I was like, nope, you got to get it now, because if not, you're going back on this like long hold list for it. And then I got the arc for Sublimation by Isabel J. Kim. It is a sci-fi. I actually both have the physical arc that I got from PLA and the audio arc from Libra FM. Comes out here end of June. But it's basically in this sci-fi world, in the speculative fiction world, when you immigrate somewhere else, you actually like clone, and one of you stays in where you were at, and one. So in this instance, she was living in South Korea, and she gets a job in the U.S. The goal is always to like come back together.
That's like a premise I would be into.
Yes. And then, without giving too much away, I got to meet the author.
Oh, I love when that happens. That's nice.
But the goal of these two clones, the goal is always come back together, whether it's in where you immigrated to or your home, and they attempt to stay apart. That's okay. But it has very big Blake Crouch vibes. I read multiple books by him, and I am blanking on all of them because I did not put them in my notes. I'm a big Blake Crouch fan, I promise. But yeah, so I think if you like Blake Crouch, this is one. She's won. Kim has won multiple like Hugos and Nebulas for her short stories, and so this is her first full-length novel. So I'm very excited to pick it up.
Love that.
And I have a signed copy because I met her.
I've been doing a lot of short story reading, picking up. Like I feel like I don't put that on my list because I always have a short story book where I'm just picking it up and putting it down and picking it up and putting it down because I love short stories. So
and that's usually not my jam.
Yeah.
So I'm excited she wrote a full-length
novel.
So that is probably what's up on my TBR. And I'm hoping you like tandem read it since I have both the audio and the physical.
I don't do that very much anymore, and I feel like I should. Like,
I'm also finding it hard to read right now, so it's helping me finish books if I can tandem read them.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, librarians and pop culture.
I'm really excited about this one. I forgot how many librarians in pop culture there are when I was like researching this.
I feel like it's so funny because I mean it is changed at this point in our culture, but for a really long time, librarians were like older ladies. They were shushers. Like I've been shushed by patrons. Like I don't shush. Patrons shush me.
Yes, I have been shushed.
I think I've said that before, but like, and there's just a lot of stereotypes about not just librarians, but also what the profession entails. Yeah. And what it means to be a librarian. Like how we talked about this, I think, a little bit in the Third Spaces episode, but just, that we're not, definitely not reading books. And while I did not talk about Parker Posey's character from Party Girl, we are also not dancing on the table while we are reshelving books, even though I love that iconic scene and I love that movie.
I mean, maybe we should be, honestly, maybe we should if Parker Posey is doing it.
But the first librarian I want to talk about in pop culture is probably, honestly, my favorite of the three, and that is Tammy 2 from Parks and Recreation. I feel like this is an Amy Poehler quote.
It is.
Not a Tammy 2 quote, but Pawnee's library department is the most diabolical, ruthless bunch of bureaucrats I've ever seen. They're like a biker gang, only instead of shotguns and crystal meth, they use political savvy and shushing.
Honestly, the closest someone has been correct to what my job entails.
Kind of. I love how the reason that I chose Tammy 2 is I love that it like subverts the trope of the librarian, but also at the same time kind of reinforces like the sexy librarian trope, which I think is really fun. I just think it's like a really funny like dichotomy that they make that character, and it takes something that like a lot of people think is really serious, like academic scholarship, research, and like make it hilarious. Yes, like, and obviously our title punk ass book jockeys will go down in history. I feel like that is one of the greatest descriptions of a librarian ever said. So,
and it's played by the hilarious Megan Mullally too. I think not every actor could have done that role justice.
No, and she's married to Nick Offerman, who is her foil in the most of the episodes, but. I went back and watched a Tammy 2 episode because I was like, I haven't seen Parks and Rec for a long time, and still absolutely hilarious. Like so funny. So that is my first choice for a pop culture librarian that I think is a great choice. Maybe not representation, but a great choice.
And I feel like Parks and Rec is my comfort show because it reminds me of like why I decided to like do city civil service.
Yes. Yeah.
Not so much for Tammy 2. Not so much for her. But it is nice to see that version of a librarian.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty funny. I feel like there's a scene where they like push a library card at someone to like push it's great. It's good stuff.
Sometimes it's like stuff I think about doing in my head, but I don't actually
you don't actually do in real life.
Yeah, no, I would never.
No.
My first pick is a little bit of a deep cut.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one though.
The Loud Librarian, played by Lori Beth Denberg in the sketch comedy show All That. Which, if you haven't seen All That, you're not a millennial, and it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
This is like the most millennial coded thing I can. Actually, it's not. Actually, I don't think the most millennial coded thing I have on this list.
I'm like a little old for that. Like because I'm an older millennial, but like trust me, I'm well aware I've seen, but it wasn't like I was a little old on the older end. But
yes, this was. For me, like peak television. Mm-hmm. But All That was an SNL style skit show on Nickelodeon. Yep. It ran for, which I didn't realize, 10 seasons.
Wow. Okay.
From 92 to 2005.
It started in 92?
Apparently. Well, it makes sense when you hear, like, they always had, like, a guest musician a lot of times. It was, like, Coolio, TLC, Blackstreet.
Wow. Okay, maybe I'm not too old for it.
Maybe I just didn't have
enough cable.
That's good. Yeah. It's like the beginning of Kenan and Kel,
yes,
Amanda Bynes, Good Burger. It all comes from All That. I loved it growing up. But The Loud Librarian was a skit in which, in very stereotypical fashion, the librarian goes around and shushes everyone. And then she proceeds to do, like, the loudest thing imaginable. Like, some of it's like, okay, yeah, doing construction work in the library, okay, not that weird. But, like, bowling, a New Year's Eve party. What were some of the other ones? Yes, but just, like, the most insane, loud things. And then they would, like, complain, and they would complain loudly, and then she'd shush them. And that was, like, the whole bit. And I looked on Wikipedia, and there's, like, 20-plus versions of this, like, essentially the same skit.
Honestly, it would be an excellent Halloween costume.
Right?
Really deep cut, but
really,
like...
yes. But all I could think was like, okay, so actually not that, I was like, if you've ever met a programming librarian, not that far removed.
No, it's really not.
Shushing in one hand, trying to do a program with Therapets
in the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just, a lot of that multitasking. Another very millennial coded choice I feel like is I chose Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Which this is the opposite because I've never seen I've seen like episodes of Buffy, but I feel like this is a little before me on the millennial timeline.
Yes, and I love Buffy. So Giles is Buffy's watcher, and that basically is Buffy is a vampire slayer, obviously says in the title, but his job is to just like keep her kind of safe, and his like the whole show basically, the library, because it is on the Hellmouth, is like the core of like where they meet up, especially in the first couple of seasons, like when they're still in high school, like where they meet up, where they do their research. And I just like, Giles is such a delightful character, like a British man, but like not, it's hard to describe, but the reason that I love him is that he is technologically like not interested, like, and this was like at the time when like computers were like new but not like crazy new.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's not interested. So like all of his research is all book based. Like he is a book man, and like the key to saving the universe is based in researching books. And I just like, I love that so much. So great. And I also love, another thing that I think is really kind of important is that he acts as like a stable adult figure in her life that she might not always have. And I think that can be an important role that we as librarians do also carry with us sometimes too.
And especially, again, during that time period, and just more I don't know now, I feel like I've learned as an adult that a lot of like middle school and teen books I was reading, like I realize the ones I don't like is because they didn't have like a stable adult character. I was like, what? Like, I feel like a Series of Unfortunate Events. Yeah. I never finished that because I just mean like, how can these adults be so dumb? Mm-hmm. And so it is really nice to have like a librarian character.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's He's the best. I mean, obviously there are storylines where he's not the best, but for the most part, I think that like it's the more traditional view of a librarian. Obviously not. I say traditional as he's like fighting demons, but very book focused, very research focused. Like not like obviously technology is very important to our jobs now. It's basically a lot of what we do for the public is help people understand technology, but that's like one of my favorite things about Giles is that he's very like, we can find the information in a book. Take a look, it's in a book, really,
Really look at that. Bring
it together.
Bringing it together. Played by Anthony Head, who actually plays I'm rewatching Ted Lasso in preparation for the 4th season, and he plays the quote unquote villain.
Interesting.
In Ted Lasso. You've never seen Ted Lasso. I'm learning something new.
I know.
Live now. You guys will see that edited.
I know. I've been on my Apple TV game lately, though. Okay. Margot's Got Money Trouble came out. This is a segue, but it is incredible. It's incredible. I love it.
Book adaptation.
And I've been watching Widow's Bay, which everyone's talking about, too. So I've been in my Apple TV game, so maybe I probably will never watch it. I'm sorry.
Fine.
Sorry.
I am a Bill Lawrence fan through and through, so there was no way I was not watching Ted Lasso.
I get it. I digress. Okay.
Anyway.
You're next.
To be fair, I digress. It's my fault.
We both did. It's fine. Yeah. Next librarian for you.
Well, the next librarian for me, probably her most popular quote, no harm ever came from reading a book.
Yeah.
And that is Evelyn Carnahan, played by Rachel Weisz in the Mummy series. The first 2. The third we do not speak about.
No.
And then the upcoming 4th one.
I forgot that I actually just saw something about that recently, and I was like, oh, is she in it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
no
like
Maria Bello to be seen.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, so our daughter's name is Evelyn, as I've spoken of before. I picked the name. It has nothing to do with the Mummy series, but this is my husband's favorite series. So he was like 100% on board.
He was like,
yeah,
totally.
Surely. Yeah, we can definitely do Evelyn. No problem. But I love her because, again, very millennial coded. All of them are millennial coded.
Okay.
It is
That's
what
who
it
we
is.
are.
It's who we are. That's what you get. There's no Marion the Librarian here because I have not seen the musical.
I mean, I have, but
anyway.
There's not that much to talk about.
Yeah.
I did insert a little Gen X with Party Girl.
Yeah,
Parker
you did.
Posey.
Yeah, you got there. I was going to put I'm digressing again, the Ghost Librarian from Ghostbusters, but she's only in one scene.
I thought about that one too, actually. And it's like Party Girl. I was like, there's not much to talk about.
Well, yeah. I was like, she just doesn't talk. Mm-hmm. But yes, Evelyn is kind of the worst librarian. Yeah. She is passionate about the career and not the greatest at actually performing her job.
That's okay.
But I kind of love that because then it kind of subverts again what a librarian is and isn't. And I also just like the subversion of, like, if you've seen the movie, Rick, played by Brendan Fraser, is kind of actually the one who's like, okay, maybe we should think about this. Maybe we should take a second.
Let's step back.
Mm-hmm. And she's the one that's like, no, let's go. I got the book. I know what I'm doing. We're fine. What I liked about her, too, is that in the movies, she doesn't, like, all of a sudden turn into this, like, person with surprise combat training.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Fighting these mummies. She's like, no, I got my book.
Yeah.
I can read
I'm
Egyptian.
Not suddenly going to be like Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Yes.
That like really makes me want to rewatch The Mummy, actually. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I think the second one must have just been on TV. I watched that one recently. Yeah. No, I think the moment the 4th one was announced, which I think is coming out fall of 27, sometime in there. My husband was like, look at Rachel Weisz is coming back.
I do also think that she really holds the mantle up for the sexy librarian as well.
Yes, definitely.
Because Rachel Weisz is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
And I feel like many people have crushes on her. But like without being, over, she's not performing that necessarily. No. It's just the fact that she's hot and smart, I think, really. And kind of a little, like, I don't know, the right word? Like doofy. Like not really, but like, you know, like
she's still a nerd.
Yeah. Nerd is probably a better term.
Yeah. But she is like, she's not cool.
No. But I think that's another thing too. So
I saw something recently, and take it for what it is, because I'm sure I saw it on social media, that she like plucked her eyebrows super thin to be more historically accurate in looks, and someone commented it and agreed, was like, I never once noticed that Rachel Weisz had overplucked eyebrows.
Yeah, no.
Nuh-uh,
wasn't what I was looking at.
No.
That's an excellent choice. I'm sure that would be a lot of people's
I think so.
top choices,
I think so.
So the next librarian in pop culture I want to talk about is Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, aka Oracle. I have not read a lot of Batgirl comics, just to be clear.
She just doesn't want the comic people to come after her, so she is.
But I do know Barbara Gordon, and I think it's really she's been widely studied in academia, not only for her role as a librarian, but her role, you know, the feminist scholarship, and then she eventually is disabled. So there's a lot of disability scholarship about her. She's Commissioner Gordon's daughter. She, in like the TV show in the early era, like the 60s, I think is when that show came out. She definitely is like, I think it's really interesting how she plays like this way of like kind of showing how the early like women's movement is happening. Like, you know, she has a profession. She is like a career woman, you know, in the 60s, while still being obviously stereotypical, like hot and, you know, like, because like a girl superhero in the 60s.
Yes.
I mean, now actually too.
Yeah.
Like has to be
not a whole lot
attractive.
has changed.
But I really like that, you know, that she like gets started there, and then basically in I think the 80s she was disabled by the Joker. Split her spinal cord injury, so she was wheelchair bound, and she kind of like went away for a while, and there's a lot of scholarship about that, about how like, you know, what does that say about women, and like, you know, women in comics and etc. She's on one of Gail Simone has written a lot of stuff about who she's a really famous comic person, but she makes her return as the Oracle, which is where I think that Oracle, the real librarian, happens, because she's a researcher. She's like the person who gets all the information. She leads the fight for information, and like information literacy actually truly as well. So that is what I like about her. Like she's really like one of the true like librarian as superheroes, or librarians in general in pop culture, because of that, I think. So
yeah, definitely.
That is why I chose Barbara Gordon.
No, I think that's a great one, and probably the closest to librarian.
Yeah.
Ship.
Like definitely in mainstream.
Yes.
But yeah, so she's got a long story arc. And I read some really interesting articles. I wasn't going to go deep into like the disability politics or like the feminist history, but like there's a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Batgirl, and so it was really interesting to learn a little bit more too. Yeah,
like no one is writing scholarly articles on the Loud Librarian.
No,
you know,
or maybe not Tammy too.
And definitely not Tammy too as well.
But I just thought there were a couple I had access to on Google Scholar, which is great. Sometimes you know, you can't get those academic articles otherwise, but it was really interesting to read more about her. So I chose her on kind of like a whim, because I love Batgirl like as a visual figure. Yeah. But I learned a lot more about her during this podcast research,
which is awesome.
So that was my last pick.
My last pick is probably the worst as far as like representation of librarian. Okay, so mine is Flynn Carsen from the TNT made-for-TV movies, The Librarians, starring everyone's favorite doctor, Noah Wiley. Have you seen these films?
Like probably when it first came out.
Perfect.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to at all.
Yeah. I definitely have seen them. I feel like maybe on DVD, honestly, even. Like
I own all three on DVD. To be fair, I was gifted them by my best friend when I got into library school.
Okay.
I
love that, though.
She was like, "These, to get you started.
Here's a TV show about it. This is what your job is going to be like.
Here you go. Which, if you have not seen the movies or the TV shows that have come since, Noah Wiley's character Flynn is like an academic, like can't stop going to school. Like, not academic as a professor. He has 22 PhDs. He literally gets kicked out of his program for having, like, you need to go live your life.
It's kind of my dream if it was free, but
I get it. This is the first one. And then he gets an invitation to apply to become the librarian at the New York Public Library. Don't quote me on that. I think it's a fake library in New York, like a made-up library. Come to find out, he gets the job, and come to find out he's actually in charge of keeping safe, like, these grand, supposedly mythical artifacts, like Excalibur and the Holy Grail, blah, blah, blah. So it's basically an action-adventure. Again, this is one of the ones, too, where, like, all of a sudden he gets combat training. You don't know where that came from.
I do love the idea of, that's Librarian is superhero, basically.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Like, watch out, we're going to kick your ass. I'm kidding.
But don't try us. Why you watch it, in my opinion, is obviously Noah Wiley, who's just a dreamboat. But also Bob Newhart and Jane Curtin.
I forgot about that. I love both of them, and I love that.
Are kind of like the watchers of the library. So if anyone is actually being legitimate librarians / archivists, it is Bob Newhart and Jane Curtin, and not Noah Wiley at all. Because these are action adventures, so he's always going out to, like, get a new artifact of some sort. But I, like, grew up on these. I literally wrote, you were talking about how you would get as many PhDs as possible. I was like, most relatable part of that character is the need to learn all the time and as much as possible.
Yep.
It's also the Scorpio in me.
Yeah.
It's like, well, once I find out more information, I'll let you know.
And it's a Capricorn in me because I always want to be right.
Yeah.
So I need to know, but I want to back it up with, like, I'm not going to be right, and I got to back it up with facts.
Yes.
So, but also the idea of, like, I mean, in general, lifelong learning is deeply important to me and deeply important to our profession, I think.
Yes. So not completely out of the realm, but also, I have not watched these movies in a while. I think the first one came out.
Well, you didn't rewatch it for the podcast?
I did not watch
just kidding.
3 films and 2 TV shows in preparation for this podcast. I'm sorry, guys. I am not putting my whole heart into this now.
That's okay.
But I think the first one came out in, like, 2004, so I would love to go back and see what a made-for-TV mythological action-adventure movie, like the CGI.
Like, what are those special effects?
What do those special effects look like?
Should we have a librarian watching party?
Yes.
Just gather our coworkers and just be like, hey, we're going to find a projector. We'll put it on, like, someone's backyard. It'll be great.
It'll be great.
We can all make fun of it. But also while loving it because it's endearing.
Yes.
Too. Like, Noah Wiley forever.
Yes. And I realized recently that I grew up on, like, the Turner Broadcasting Network, like TNT, TBS, TCM. Like, if it was on there, I watched it.
What a different time, really.
Right?
Yeah, where you had to watch what was on TV.
Yeah, you didn't get to choose.
Nope.
Gather round as we tell you the story of our past.
The time before streaming.
Or somebody else picked for you. Sorry.
I only had cable part-time.
So you truly.
So I didn't always have cable. And so it was, like, such a special treat. That's why I feel like maybe all that was a little, I was like, maybe it was later because when I was in high school is when I got cable at my primary residence. That mostly I was watching Daria, but that was, like, the most exciting thing to me. Like, I got it as a birthday gift, I think, which is just says so much about the time period, really. Because, like, that was how you could, like, I mean, you know, like, that just expanded your horizons of what you could watch greatly. Like The Librarian. On TNT. That network doesn't even exist anymore, right?
I think it does.
Does it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have cable either.
Maybe not. Okay, sorry, TNT, if you do exist. My bad.
I love how, like, I'm sure, I don't know our demographic of listeners, but I'm sure they're all, like, millennials or older. Yeah. So I'm sorry that we're explaining something you also lived through. but for that one Gen Z or Gen Alpha that's watching or listening.
Yeah.
Are you watching?
Or watching.
Or watching, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
No, it's
the days of yore.
The days of yore. So I think that it's really, I think in general, the reason we wanted to talk about this too is just, like I said at the top, is that there are a lot of stereotypes about librarians out there, and some of these are reinforcing those, and some of them are subverting them. But at the end of the day, like, I think the greatest stereotype as a librarian is someone who cares deeply about their community and cares deeply about access to information. And most of librarians I know also love books and love to read. Not all, but those are, like, the three big ones. So
I think that is correct.
Yeah. Book bulletin time.
It's time for the book bulletin.
The first one I have on here, Pretty Little Liars.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember this? So now I can't remember. It's been a little bit since I read the article, but basically it was either a reissue or the digital copy. I just don't. I
bet it was a digital copy, but yeah.
Basically, so for those of you who don't know, again, aren't millennials. Pretty Little Liars.
Let's just call this like the millennial librarians.
Pretty Little Liars is both a book series that then became a TV show. In the early to mid 2000s into the 2010s was probably the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was in college, so well into the 2010s. But anyway, so it is, the books themselves are dated because those are more the aughts, the 2000s, like 2005-ish. There has since been either a digital version or a reissue, I think it's a digital version, that has updated, like, the technology that they're using.
Yeah, like, that they have cell phones, right?
Yeah, and that they're, like, the example they use in the article I read was that they all came over to watch the same TikTok video, which also makes no sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
you send it to someone. You don't all sit around a screen and watch.
I think the original plot was that they all came over to watch something together on the TV. I don't remember what it was. And so there's been some definite backlash from people like, it's of its time. You don't need to update it. I did not read Pretty Little Liars or watch the TV show myself, but I was like, that even anyone thought that, like, it's going to get new readers if we add TikTok.
I watched the show for sure just because I love trashy teenage dramas, but I never read the books. So.
But yeah, so they apparently took all the, like, 2005 technology terms and then, like, upgraded them to, and I was like, then you're just doing that forever as well, because eventually
it'll I don't think we need to be upgrading, and it's obviously, to me, it's a money grab. It's like, being like, oh, this will appeal to modern teens so we can sell more of this older book. Eye roll.
Yeah,
is how I feel about that.
And also, just like, when we talk about the change of technology, computers are easily the fastest, like, changing technology, right? Like, yes, cars work more efficiently, and we're looking at, like, electronic, but they still kind of, like, run the same way, right? And some mechanic's going to come at me and be like, no. Yeah. But, like, they're not flying, right? Like, we're not living...
No, flying cars are not it.
In Marty McFly's world. But I was like, yeah, you're going to have to do this every 10 years. Minimum.
Yeah.
If you want to, like
keep up with the trends.
Keep up with it. So, anyway.
It's just interesting.
It's interesting. I don't think it worked.
Nope.
To be fair, this is the only instance I've seen of any publishing company doing it.
I know. I wonder. I bet they're not. I bet it's just there's an article about this. I bet that's not the only time.
Yes.
That's happened. But yeah. Or that publishing companies are doing this. But
yeah. All right. Well, we need to get back to the hockey discourse.
Yeah.
There's another hockey TV show, guys. Hockey romance. Off campus. Which is based on an L. Kennedy romance series that I haven't read. It's old. It's it's 2015, so it's a 10-year-old series. To be fair, so was Heated Rivalry is also fairly old.
Yeah.
As well. But but the discourse is just pitting them against each other.
It is, which is so dumb.
Yes.
Like, what up? Can't we just have all the romances?
Yeah, I was like, you guys, if we're going to get mean, we're going to lose access.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to...
Yeah. Have you watched Doctor?
I have.
Yeah, me too.
I have officially. I hadn't when we were talking about it, but I have since gone back and watched it. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
It didn't make me want to read the book, is what I'm going to say. Like, I was like, I am pleased by this TV show, and I am good with that.
I have also heard through the socials that there have been some upgrading in good ways from the book to the show.
I've heard that as well.
Yes, some upgrading needed to be having to come out in 2026, which I'm okay with. So to be fair, I did look to see if there's an audiobook because I was like, I'd audiobook it.
Yeah.
And I think it's an Audible exclusive, which I should have assumed because it's on Prime.
That's so annoying.
But it's very annoying.
Yeah, I thought the actors were really great.
I did too.
It was just like a cute little romance show with some heavier topics. I mean, check your trigger warnings, obviously. But I thought they both had their merits. Like,
me too.
I probably liked Heated Rivalry more, but they were both great.
Yes. And I will say the off-campus handles those really heavy topics
great, so well. And maybe that's what's updated from the book, but I don't know. But like, they really do a good job.
Yes, they're very gentle with it. And there's just some like, again, we were talking about like different age groups right now. Like, kudos to like this Gen Z, Gen Alpha. I don't know what age now is in college, but like communicating with each other.
I know.
There is a scene in which you, as a millennial, like expected a fight and a breakup.
Yes.
That turned into like them just talking it out.
Who knew that was possible?
Like, what? I grew up on 2000s rom-coms. This is not
how it works.
Yeah.
We miscommunicate and then we fight and then we break up and then we get sad and then we get back together.
Yes.
Like that's how it works. But that's not how it worked in this one.
No. So highly recommend. Like, don't shy away from it if you were a Heated Rivalry fan. Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I think it was already, just like Heated Rivalry, we'll have a second season.
Yes, it's already been picked up.
And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, like, you know, the Heated Rivalry books, much like I believe this series of books, are about different couples.
Yes.
Each book is about a different couple in the quote-unquote universe. So it'll be, I don't know what this next one will be about. I mean, this is kind of like Bridgerton in a way, you know?
Yes. Though... It sounds like if you watch the show, you get a little bit of the couple in season 1. That's who is going to be in season 2.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% certain.
Which is out of order, apparently, from the books. Which is,
and I don't know what they're doing with Heated Rivalry, really.
They are, only because I'm obsessed with it. So the little bit difference with the Heated Rivalry series versus like Bridgerton, where it's like a different couple, is there's going to be a 7th book coming out. 3 of them, including the one coming out, are about the main couple. So I think this one is going to be much more about Shane and Elia, with kind of like what they did with Scott and Kip.
Like one episode.
Or something like that. They're going to be like put in as well.
Like,
because they all live in the same universe. Is what I have read so far.
Interesting.
Which I'm excited about. Because some of the couples I didn't care about in the original Heated Rivalry.
It's so funny. Hockey romance is so funny to me because it's just like something... Like, I have never read a hockey romance book. Nope, I haven't. I just had to double check my brain and make sure. Because I think part of it is, like, my brother does work for the Minnesota Wild. And so I've always been, like, hockey's not, like, a mysterious, like, you know, it's not mysterious. Yeah. Like, it's, like, I know about it. It's, like, not... Now, cowboy romance, I don't know a cowboy. I'm sure I'll read about that. You know, like, I love the Lila Sage books. Yeah. So, like, I think there's just something particularly about hockey that I'm like, I don't know. But I really enjoy both of these shows. So maybe the next hockey romance that comes out, I'll actually read.
Well, and I legitimately like sports romances for the opposite reason is, like, I mean, I'm not, like, an avid sports watcher, but, like, I understand sports. But hockey was not one because it's actually the one that I knew the least about. I didn't grow up watching hockey or playing it.
Lots of people. That's not the Which is like me. I know more about hockey than I know about football, which is like not, I think, the norm.
Especially not in Iowa.
No.
Like maybe if you lived in Minnesota.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. At least. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Canada, obviously, but yeah.
Hockey.
We're gonna keep talking about hockey, guys.
Sorry.
But now we're going to get into the e-reader of it all. That's our last 2 kind of big topics. The first one is Kobo.
Yep.
They are connecting with Storygraph, which is a book tracking app and website, in order to, like, you would know more than I, to move the data over to Storygraph to work it together.
Yeah, I think it's just basically the data on the Kobo will show up. Like if you're reading a book on your Kobo, it'll show as you're currently reading it in Storygraph.
And that comes out here this month in June.
Which is, I don't know if I want everyone to, like, personally, like, as a mood reader, and it's fine. I think it's a great partnership. Kobo.
Yeah, I think Kobo and Storygraph are great.
Great, like,
individually.
Yeah, and I don't think this is a bad idea. I think some people will love it, because definitely if you are reading a tracker, it can get arduous if you have, like, a million things to track your reading on.
I have 4.
But also, I pick up and put down, like, 7 million books. And so
have the list
and I don't record that on any of my. I only record, like, hard DNFs where, like, I've gotten through at least half of the book or 3/4 of the book, or like, read. So I don't record, like, I don't keep track of books that I've only read, like, the first, like, 30 pages of or whatever. Yeah. But let me tell you, Storygraph would, if it matched up. I had a Kobo, I don't right now, but if it matched up, it would be interesting. So I think it's beneficial.
And I think it'll be interesting. I like both of I own a Kobo. I read my digital stuff on a Kobo, but it's been a little glitchy lately, which Kobo, just because it's not as big as Amazon and Kindle, has a tendency to be a little glitchier. It's Storygraph because I think it's a very small.
It's small.
It's a very small company. I think just run by its owners and maybe, like, 1 or 2 other people, can also get a little glitchy. And so I'm like, I'm very interested. I'm hoping this is seamless.
Yeah.
But I'm also a little concerned about that as well.
It'll be interesting to see how it rolls out.
Yeah.
We'll just keep my eyes on it. People will be talking about it.
Yeah.
As they do.
You know, everybody out there talking about Kobo. No, it's me and you. We're the ones talking about Kobo.
I do feel like, because, like, you know, the algorithm, I'm getting a lot of Kobo content on the internet, which is really funny. I think it's cool. I think a lot of people are switching from Amazon too, which, you know,
we're great.
So, yeah.
Speaking of Amazon, this is our last one. So we talked just last month.
Yep.
Amazon is no longer supporting Kindles older than 2012.
Nope.
Which, again, we talked about, like, this is pretty standard for most tech companies.
It is.
So you got a lot of backlash, and that's fine. Amazon can take it. Yeah. But on top of that, so if you are still holding on that 2012 Kindle, because we didn't have the answer to this last time, and we do now, Libby will not be supported on those older Kindles.
That is really annoying to me. Yeah. Like, it's fine if you don't want to let people buy your books, whatever. Or let people, like, why wouldn't you? Whatever. Fine.
And I don't know the ins and outs of the technology. It may have come from Libby that, like, we
can't do it.
We can't support this anymore either. I don't know. It was literally, you sent me, like, a 5-sentence article about this. Just like, won't be supporting.
Yeah.
The end.
The end. I mean, that's really all I feel like we were alerted as staff too, because
yes, we were.
People will come in. I mean, inevitably there'll be some person who comes in and doesn't realize that their Kindle no longer works anymore. Because a lot of people do, especially with e-readers, I think a lot of people do get hand-me-downs. Or, like, because you don't know if you're, like, ready. I don't know. I mean, I think it's obviously e-readership has grown immensely, particularly since COVID.
Yeah.
And I read way more digitally than I ever thought I would. But I think people are hesitant sometimes. And so I think, like, getting an older model or, like, having a hand-me-down is easier. I mean, I think especially for less digitally inclined people, which also makes it a little harder that they're gonna, like, make it more difficult for them. So I don't know.
Yeah, so that was more just for your own information. It's a bummer. No, you literally sent me this article the same day our systems administrator sent us the email, and so I was like, okay, guys, I get it. Kindle is no longer supporting Libby. Get off my back.
Just so you know.
Just so you know.
Just so you know.
I know, guys. I know now.
Okay.